Started from the top, so you know I can't drop. Gotta keep my business pursuits in mind, never flop. Subconscious mind telling me what I gotta do to get enough. So I'm about to try, teach you this stuff. If it don't work, you can call my bluff. I don't really care, it don't really matter. I'm just sitting back trying to talk, not chatter. So, how it goes for today? What I gotta say for the thought, because it means a lot, is trying to teach people how they can get what they want right now. No reason to wait, no reason to hesitate, definitely no reason to hate. So when you see people getting it, just say congratulations. Getting into it, go ahead and smash up all the like buttons. Comment with any questions, comments, anything you gotta say would be okay. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Providing content steady. So yeah, you can have what you want right now. So what I'm going to talk about today is how and how to think in terms of momentum, how momentum is so important when it comes to the topic, how to become happy and positive faster, pretty much at the snap of a finger once you get it down, how to use your subconscious mind to direct you towards what you want, and how this all ties into the topic, and how to take action on this. Then I'm going to get into really the taking action part, right? Like applying it to a business, applying it to money. Nothing funny, just whatever it is you're trying to get. Hopefully it's positive and not the less. So looking at my own personal experiences in this, I used to stress a lot about money. And I mean, it came from like the programming I had with, growing up and family, friends, stuff like that. And it's not like they were like, bad people or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that like this was the programming that they had, and I could look at blaming like the media, all the advertisements out there, society and all that stuff, but like that would just be a waste of my time. I'm just trying to focus on the solution, right? I'm not really trying to focus on the problem. I'm just trying to teach people like the positive side, right? So yeah, I used to feel like really like people would like me based on how much money I had, the stuff I had, and this became like a self-fulfilling prophecy because once I realized that this was a negative belief, and it attracted people in my life that really just wanted to be around me because of money or stuff I had, not like who I was. And I realized quickly that these were not the kind of people that I wanted to have in my life. So it took that realization, it took that going off my course to really get to where I was. So once I had that understanding, now I'm really motivated to make money and build businesses with the purpose of making my life better so that I can help more people. And really through doing that, I found that my business ventures are way, way, way more successful when I'm guided by providing value to people instead of being guided by like making money to attract certain people in my life, or just finding ways to like get money from people, finding ways to take. Like more now I'm way focused on finding ways to provide value. So what have you, whatever you want to do, just stay true. It's all cool. So getting into it, the teaching for today is really like you can have what you want right now. So start off by thinking about why you want more money or more stuff, right? Like, I mean, in most cases, I feel like you would want to accumulate more so that you would be happier, so that you would enjoy life more, right? So look at the ends, right? Like, what's the end destination? Is to be happier, to enjoy life more, right? And many people think that they got to accumulate more money and more stuff and then they'll be happy. So like, they've surveyed people, right? People who make like, $50,000 a year feel like they're gonna be happy when they make 100,000. Most people who make 100,000 feel like they're gonna be rich or happy when they make 200,000. And this goes all the way up. Even people who are making $1 million a year feel like they need 2 million. You know. So really, like, this way of thinking is backwards, right? It's always gonna be like you feel like you need more. And really, what I'm trying to show people is that you can become happy right now, right? When you train your brain to be happy and satisfied right now, then more money will be attracted to you with way less effort. The stuff that you want is gonna show up in your life quicker, right? And you can just be happy now instead of going through all the stress and the struggle. So a lot of people do work that doesn't make them happy because they want more money, right? And like I'm saying, like, that's backwards. Because if you do work that makes you happy and provides value to other people, more money will come to you. So think about this in terms of momentum. Like, when you're in a bad mood, you tend to think negatively, and this turns into like a downward spiral. More negative experiences come to you. You find more stuff to complain about. Seems like, you're in competition with everybody. It bothers you when people get ahead of you, that type of thing. But when you're in a good mood and you think more positive, then you're more likely to attract positive experiences. You see other people getting it, you see other people making money, you see other people happy, and it makes you happy. You're glad to see other people doing it. You see other people struggling and you want to help them out. So whatever state of mind you're in, like, that's going to build the momentum. So you just got to realize, like, you got to just start somewhere. So you want to start with the positive, and you can become conscious of your state of mind and learn to direct your mind into a positive place when the negative emotions and thoughts begin to show up. I mean, this is like a skill that anyone can learn, anyone can build, but it just takes practice, it takes effort. So yeah, a lot of times people are really unconscious about like the negativity in their life. A lot of times too, if people are around like positive influences growing up and everything like that, they're really not conscious. Like, some people just seem to like not even be aware of what they're doing, and they just already have it like that. And I mean, that's good. Like, you would want to be around these people because, you know, that stuff is going to influence you. So once you master this skill, it'll become easier and easier to notice when you're becoming negative. Right away, you can pick up on this. Like, once you get good at it, like the second you start to like have any kind of negative feeling, you won't want this feeling anymore. So you'll take action immediately to change it. So how do you become happy and positive fast, right? What are some ways? Like, it's all in your mind, right? Your mind is very powerful. You create what you think. So think of past experiences that made you happy. Think of people that make you happy. Think of how you will feel when you get the money or stuff that you want, instead of being upset that you don't have it now. No reason to stress, no reason to struggle. So how do you use your subconscious to direct you towards what you want? Well, first you got to be positive and in a happy state of mind, right? You got to feel relaxed. So like, just think about what it is you want and then relax and enjoy life. So your subconscious mind will provide you with the answers on the first step to making it happen. And like, a lot of times people don't even get started, or they give up right away because things like seem too tough, like they don't know how to do it. Well, all you really got to do is just take things one step at a time. Like, your subconscious mind is going to provide you with that first step, and then you got to take action. and then you just repeat the process, and then the next step, and then you take action. So like for an example, an easier way to like understand this, right? Like have you ever like, been in a train of thought in a conversation and then you forgot what you're going to say, and you find that when you struggle to remember, you just end up feeling strained and stressed, and usually it doesn't come back to you, right? But then like, you forget about it, you start to relax, and then later on, could be a day later, could be a few hours later, the thing that you're trying to remember just randomly comes back to you. Well, that's how your subconscious mind works, right? So you got to remember that mindset is super important, but you also got to take action, right? It's not just like, oh, if I think all this awesome stuff, it'll just come to me without having to do anything, right? No, action is important, but that comes back to like enjoying what you do, not doing what you want to do because of the money. Because if you enjoy what you do, you're going to want to take action. It's going to put you in a more positive mindset, and it's just like that momentum like I was talking about. So the more positive actions you take, the more you're going to want to take action. And this goes into like building a reputation, and it's all tied together, right? So reputation can build positive momentum for you and your business or brand. So this is getting into like the taking action in the business side of it, the money side, right? So a lot of people make the mistake of investing the majority of their time and effort into like finding customers, like finding people that want to buy their stuff, right? Finding whether it's like the likes or the viewers, the places where their customers hang out. But it's super important to be thankful for the customers that you already have. Like this is gonna bring more customers than anything, right? Like you heard, like referrals are like the best customers you can get. So when you're really thankful for your customers, they're gonna subconsciously pick up on this, and then they're gonna want to be around you. They're gonna want to buy your products or services, and they're gonna tend to recommend it to the people that they know. So spend time and effort providing value and gratitude towards your existing customers. So like in a way, you are the brand of your company or your product or service. Don't waste time trying to copy someone else or imitate their personality when you do what you do. Be very aware of what you're putting out. Like be very aware of your products, your services, your content, because this will become your reputation. And reputation in business is super important. It takes a long time to build up a good reputation, but one bad or negative move can spoil your reputation basically overnight. And I even see like a correlation to investing with this, right? So like they say with like price movement in investing, when you're investing in stocks or whatever it is, things, the price will go up and it'll take the stairs, and when it goes down, it takes the elevator, right? So like it takes a long time to build this price, but one bad thing can happen with a company, and then the price can just drop overnight, and you can lose all those gains in like a day that took like a year to build up. So yeah, reputation in business is super important. Using like humor and joking about your area of expertise is very powerful, and it will cause your prospective customers to feel more comfortable with doing business with you, and they will want to consume more of your products, services, content, whatever it is you're trying to do. So it helps with this to learn how analytics work. Like this is super important, because you can learn how also like a sales funnel works and then apply analytics to sales funnels. And this is like another video for another day. Let me know in the comments if you would like to learn more about analytics, sales funnels, any of that stuff. So once you obtain the information that you get by analytics, you can find out like what platforms and places your prospective customers are spending the most time on, where they're at. Like these are the people that you want to do business with. And if you are brand new to analytics, you can go to sites like Fiverr and Upwork can even hire someone for cheap to set up these analytic measures for you, and even take it another step, and they can even interpret this stuff for you. But just make sure, like, whatever you do in business, when you're hiring people, like, you want to have an idea of how this works, right? Like, you don't want to just like hire people and have them tell you stuff like day after day and not have any idea how this works. Like, you want it to be so, if it came down to it over time, you become more able to read and interpret these things yourself. So if you can, like, you don't have to like waste too much time or energy, learning this stuff. You can, if you want to take that kind of like a shortcut route, paying somebody, just make sure anytime you work with somebody that you understand what they're doing, right? Just make sure that basically you're investing time into learning, into self-improvement, right? And you can use analytics to provide different forms of information for different demographics. So like an example would be to like provide specific content to a younger generation that will introduce you to like that generation, to other people in that generation. So you just get on their radar, and they'll be more likely to work with you in the future. And I mean, that speaks for itself, right? Like, you always want to get new customers. You always want to find the right people to do business with. Like, don't just do business with anybody. Do business with people you want to do business with. You can even target your content to specific locations and make like references, or like like sports references, food preferences, references for whatever location you're like trying to get people from, like with your advertising and your content. So yeah, when it comes to connecting with people, try to avoid taking shortcuts, right? Or if you do, make sure that you're doing it in a very constructive way where you're still learning. Don't cut yourself out of the picture. Your goal should be to establish genuine connections with people. Some people in businesses use automation systems to contact people or connect with people, and this might work in the short term, but it can have really negative long-term consequences. There's always going to be like a new way to manipulate like online platforms or even people to get more reach. But this is very stupid in my opinion, because like, you're going to get caught over time, and then you're going to probably get banned from this platform. And also too, it's going to develop a negative reputation, right? So like, think about how people used to like use SEO to like find new ways to like put keywords in their websites, and they could just manipulate SEO to get a higher ranking on Google or whatever. And what happened was, Google found a way to stop this and punish the people who did it. So all these people were like instantly, like, all that time that they wasted like trying to manipulate the system, it just put them back down to like the bottom. And they had to, if they were smart, they learned from their lessons and they built back up their reputation. But I'm just saying, like, all this time could have been invested from the start, just doing things right. Because all these different platforms, all these online things, they're always going to be looking to provide value for people if they're doing it right. And through that, they're going to find the people that are manipulating their system, and they're going to get rid of them. So some people have even built businesses, like they've been successful, and they call these like black hat methods, right? Because it's basically like shortcuts and cheating, and their businesses were just shut down overnight. So it's all right if you make a mistake. Just make sure, if you do, you address it publicly. Hold yourself accountable. Apologize. Like, there's a lot of power in that. I mean, just be aware too of like what this is teaching other people. Like, when you become bigger and you get in a position of authority, people are going to start looking up to you. And if you carry yourself like, well, I can just say whatever I want and do whatever I want, and I don't have to hold myself accountable, and I can just lie and I'll get away with it and all that stuff, sure, you might for some time, but I mean, it's going to catch up with you. Like, there's a lot of power in just being truthful. It's going back to like attracting the right people. Like, you're going to attract a lot of the wrong people if you're just being negative and not being truthful and stuff like that. So Yeah, that goes without being said, I feel like, but a lot of large corporations today, they'll avoid admitting fault at all costs because they're worried about, getting sued, stuff like that. But I mean, people will respect you when you admit your mistakes and apologize. So, like you're seeing now, like people, you can come along and, I mean, a corporation or industry that's been around for, maybe 100 years, and they might feel like they got just like a monopoly on whatever they're doing. Um, they start to, be more worried about their bottom line, their stock price, stuff like that. They stop, holding themselves accountable. They stop apologizing. They stop being truthful. And people pick up on that. And all it takes is one person to, have a good understanding of business and say, like, well, I can see that people don't like this, right? I'm going to use the power of the internet to disrupt this business and give people what they want. And they can go and create a business and reach people very quickly. And one person, like a David and Goliath type thing, right? One person can go and disrupt a huge industry that thought that, no one could touch them for so many years. And then just overnight, they're out of business. So, yeah, just be aware of that. All things to think about. Have no doubts if you just stay true and know what you do, that the money and the success and the fame and the respect will come to you. So I hope that I provided you with some value. And as always, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and smash up the likes if you haven't already. Any comments or questions would be appreciated. That's it for right now. I'm out. Peace.